are back here for the Bullhucker podcast, and I'm Michelle Staley.
I'm Adam Vokey.
Yes, and I'm not Larry Lundstrom.
Nope.
Nope, not Larry.
We kept her around.
Kept me around. I'm surprised, but yes, they kept me around. And we're going to do a reveal here, and you guys are going to have to go back. We're going to kind of spoiler alert here.
Right.
You guys are going to want to go back and watch the previous episode so you can see the 3 stories.
Right.
Bullhuckers, or which one you think is the Bullhucker. I don't know. They're tough. They're tough.
They are. These have been really tough.
Because we are going to she's going to share which one. I don't know. I think I might know which one it is, but I don't know. But if you guys have not seen the previous episode, you want to make sure you go back and check that out. And she has a straight face through all of it. I think
she still has a straight face. She's looking at us like, would you guys just shut up and guess?
It's my dentures.
So, are we able to ask? We can ask a couple questions. Here.
All right. Ask a couple questions.
Because Adam, you're kind of the professional, and you know.
I don't know.
And then that rock paper scissors thing. I know.
Yeah, I could do that. I might go on like a tournament run somewhere.
So I'm going to ask you about Hatcha again.
Okay.
Did she dress flamboyant like?
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Like, give me some details.
Big, like, floral stuff, bright colors. Mm-hmm. She loved bright colors.
Gotcha.
Her face makeup, she could use Mary Kay.
She could use
bright red lipstick, blue eyeshadow, and I think she took the blush and did wait. with it.
What was that lady, that Drew Carey lady?
I was going to say, I'm just thinking of Mimi from the Drew Carey show.
Well, yeah, she could be.
She could have been related to Mimi?
Or something.
Okay. Mimi.
That moves when you pull on it.
Look out. Watch out.
Knock yourself out with the microphone there.
Okay. And she was a pleasant lady?
She really was very kind, very nice lady.
And why did she choose to come to Fur's Cafeteria?
Everybody chose to come to Fur's Cafeteria.
Okay.
There's probably a pretty good chance I ate at that Fur's Cafeteria in Pueblo.
They have good food.
Yeah.
Not bad.
And let's see. Okay. I don't know. What are you thinking, Adam?
I don't know. The whole, like, you and Sting. So how long was your total interaction? Like sitting on the couch, talking, that type thing.
Did you leave anything out of that story?
I don't think so.
In case you're afraid Larry may watch it or something.
Well, I got naked. No.
And now she knows who Sting is.
No, when he came and sat down on the couch, so you don't know who I am.
Yeah. And you were like, you didn't know he was a star, so you weren't like, oh. But you didn't find him attractive because that wasn't your type.
Yeah, I like the dark hair, dark eyes.
Mm-hmm.
He sat down. She said, excuse me, my friend's sitting there.
I'm like, no, excuse me. It's not for you.
Let the Mexican boy sit there.
Okay.
Right.
Let's see here.
Do we need to put this on the other side of the table so you can sit with your one contact?
Do you drive like this?
It's hard to find good help. I've ordered my contacts. They have not come in. So I do. That helps when I drive like that.
Just cover one eye.
Yes, exactly. Okay, stint in rehab. So you said that was your favorite job.
Hands down.
Did you have to go to school for that?
Nope.
No. And when did you start? Like, how old were you when you started, or around what age?
Well, see, Larry was 3. So that would have been in 78.
Okay. I'm trying to envision whether she'd sat on a couch that said bullshit or not.
She probably did.
This is where Larry doesn't know my past life.
Boy, I guess not. I hope. I was going to say.
She keeps looking.
I'm
like, what the hell is there something behind me? Is there like a ghost that I didn't know about? She keeps like looking off. Are you hearing things that I'm not? What's going on?
There's some orbs. I said, don't poke me. Do not poke me.
Sit down, Gaylord.
Don't poke me. Trying to think. Does Larry, can he carry a musical tune? Can he sing?
God, have I ever heard him sing? I don't even know if I've heard him sing.
I've heard Larry karaoke.
Okay, and do you sound like Sting?
No, he does. It's a Wonderful World by, who's that?
Oh, yeah, he does.
Yeah, he does a mean Louis.
Louis Armstrong.
Louis
yeah.
Armstrong, yeah.
Oh, well, I was like,
And I also saw him sing Islands in the Stream. It was him and another.
Was he Dolly at that time or
I
Kenny?
can't remember if it was
I
him or
don't-
Dickie Bill that was Dolly, but
yeah,
Yeah.
I saw Dolly and Kenny sing that in concert when I was a
Shut
kid.
up.
I did.
Okay.
Yeah, look at that. Look at me. I was like, I don't know how, 8 years old, 9 years.
Hacha.
Yeah,
Okay.
hacha. Hacha.
all right.
Okay.
So we're gonna rock, paper, scissors, and to see who goes first.
This makes me the most nervous.
Are we gonna go 3 or 4?
I love.
We have a poll out. Go to the Bullhucker Facebook page and vote. So right
Okay.
now, my way is winning, but
Boy, I don't ever practice this technique. Look, here we go.
okay. So we're gonna go 3 or 4.
3.
Okay.
Oh.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Gotcha.
Man, hacha, hacha,
That's just rude.
gotcha, hacha. I know, right? The newbie, you didn't even let me win.
It scares me
Man.
how noisy that
Yeah.
was.
I know.
These are big hands slapping
He's getting
together.
rather
There's-
close to my kneecap. Did you see that? I'm
I
gonna take her
kicked
out.
her.
I'm gonna take her out. This broad's not coming back. Okay,
All right. You're up. What do you think?
boy, I know which one I really want. I hope that it is. I'm gonna go with Hacha.
You're going to go with Hacha.
That's the Bullhucker.
You think, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Hacha's your Bullhucker, huh? See, I'm leaning toward me and Sting is where I think I'm going to go.
God, that's
Because, I mean, I know Motown and whatever, but surely she had, like, heard of him at least once. She's sort of shaking her head. But, yeah, I'm going to go with me and Sting as the Bullhucker. Okay, so,
Do I say something?
yeah, now you get to tell us
Oh, she
which.
already guessed.
Yep, she said Hacha. I said
You're
me
right.
and Sting. I'm right.
I did meet Sting. I did sit with him on the couch, but we never danced.
There you go. I'm back. I'm back, baby.
well, I guess I'm not coming back.
That's okay. Moose is wrong a lot. We let him stay.
I almost went with Sting. But I thought, well, like
I
who
just
wouldn't?
knew
Who wouldn't?
you guys were going to say Hacha, because who's going to believe that story?
So, well, dang it. I really don't like to lose.
You'll have to come back and try to.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm going to use that word now, though. Hacha.
Okay.
That's going to be Michelle's new favorite word.
Hacha Steely. So yeah, the podcasts. I mean, they're great. They're a lot of fun. I know people that have listened to them really enjoyed them. And what's all the different sites that they can check you guys out
Pretty
on?
much everywhere. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. You can go on YouTube and watch. So like we said, if you check this out, go back, start at the beginning. While you're there,
Yeah.
rate, review, whatever, and then comment in the comments below on which one you think the Bullhucker is. So we want to start seeing how much our listeners can pay attention, how good of guessers they are.
Right. Sometimes you think body language too, but I don't know that Mary. I don't know.
The only time she would move is when she'd look off into the ether, hit something. So
All the sparkly little lights back
And
there.
you know,
sparkly ceiling.
I was told that you can tell when someone's lying when they look off into the left or something.
They don't look you straight in the eyes.
No.
Yeah.
You spent more time looking around than you did looking at us. So
Right.
that's not really an indicator.
Well, I was just trying to get my story straight.
Yeah,
you know.
boy. Yeah. Were you sweating over there?
Nah.
Yeah, no sweating. So, just for kicks and grins, any other fun stories you can share about the one and only Moose Lundstrom that many may not know?
Well, there's a lot of them,
You're afraid to tell us?
but
You're afraid to tell us? Okay.
yeah,
Oh, look at she's not going to toss him under the bus.
That's all right.
Yeah, that's all right.
We'll get her back on here, and I'll bring the whiskey or the tequila or
Is
something.
that what it takes
Yeah.
for the truth serum?
We'll get her loosened up a little.
all I need to do is smell the cap, and we're done.
Okay.
Just
I'll
like
do the
Larry. Look at
shots and
that.
you can
Just
just
like
hold the-
Larry. Just like Larry.
Just
Yeah.
like anesthesia. you
Oh,
know.
there we go. Boy, I got lost. I guess I can't come back now.
No, you're always welcome
All right.
back.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Well, it was fun. I appreciate the opportunity that I was asked to sit in.
Thanks for
So there's a
filling in.
big seat to fill here. Yeah.
Don't make
Figuratively
me
or
say
literally.
it.
You are not lying.
Yeah. So, well, I guess people want to check out the podcast, the Bullhuckers,
check
and
us
it's.
out.
I mean, I'm telling you, I usually, you see how when I laugh, I cry, but it's all in fun.
So,
Yeah.
And if you're new to this, go back and watch Michelle's episode. So that was a fun one. I had a good time.
Unless you're my dad, you're not invited.
But, yep, I was there, and
Yeah.
I listened to it again.
Did ya?
When I was on the road, and it was just cracking up the whole time.
Well, good.
It was
Good.
fun.
Like I said,
Hers was hard.
it's hard.
Hers was hard.
Oh, really? You couldn't?
Yeah.
Did you pick the right one?
No.
No. Okay.
I
Well,
haven't picked the right
did.
one yet.
okay. Well, all right. Well, this was.
I know you won't be wrong this episode.
I'll get this one right.
Yeah, yeah.
You'll get that one
your
right.
episode right.
So, will you guys ever go on the other side of this?
Yes, we've talked about.
Mm-hmm. So then,
Knock
so
the
if you guys
microphone
are on
over.
the other side of this, that maybe Mary and I, you'll have me back, and Mary can be in your seat.
Maybe. Yeah.
How would that look? How would that roll?
We can
Mary, you up
try
for
that.
it?
I'm up for it.
All right, there we go.
Goose and I have talked about being over in the guest chair
In the hot seat, the hot chair.
at the hot chair seat.
Look at this, Mary. Let's swap numbers after this. Coming over to my next Whiskey Wednesday. There we go.
So, all right. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in.
Absolutely.
I'm Adam Vokey,
Michelle Staley.
and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Well, everybody, thank you for sticking around. We just got done with the, my mom, her reveal. So I wasn't here for that one. Adam was, and Michelle Staley
Michelle
actually
filled
stepped
in for you. Yep.
Yeah, she did. So before we get started, we have Tertia Cain with us today,
Hello.
and that's how you pronounce your name, is Tertia.
It is. Tertia has inertia.
He called me today to confirm. I was like, call her like Tertia or something.
Tortilla. I've gotten Terita, which is weird. That's not even the order
I was
of the
gonna
letters.
say, yeah, I don't even know how you do. I don't even know how to do
Okay.
that.
It's like a Brett Favre thing, or what? Is that what that is?
Right?
Tortilla.
Favre.
Well, last week they had the reveal of mom's episodes last week. You just got another reveal.
Yep.
You got it right. Michelle
I did
got
get it
wrong.
right. Yep.
I wasn't on the episode because I thought I would get it right because I've known her for 45
Right.
years now, and counting. And I would have gotten it wrong. I would have gotten it wrong. She changed the end of one, so I thought it was the Hacha.
Yep.
As I sat behind you, I'm like, it's the Hacha. It's the Hacha. And then when Michelle kept hitting on that, and she kept asking about it, and I'm like, Michelle's got it. And then you picked the Sting one.
the
and I'm
Sting
like,
one, yeah.
And Mom met Sting.
Oh.
Yeah, when she was a younger, and she had
And
no
you
idea.
had no clue.
I did like 2 years ago. She brought it up. She's like, oh, I know him.
Right.
I'm
know
like,
him.
Sting, like that's
Just, yeah.
yeah, he used to hang out, kick it. And I'm like, that's
Right.
not my dad. You picked the Cholo for my dad. Yeah, excellent choice, Mom.
Used to hang out on a bullshit couch.
But listening to the episode, the one thing that I didn't agree with, she used to work for a rehabilitation place, and they had that blind guy that had a bad dog. The dog wasn't ready yet, so it let him into walls and doors and shit.
Got him lost.
Yeah. And this may be incredibly cruel to say, but I mean, I thought the whole time, like when he wanted to shoot the dog, he got upset. Like, I want to buy a gun and shoot the dog. And he was upset, and he paid for the dog. I think you let him think he shoots the dog. He's blind. He won't know. You know what I mean? Like, put the gun in his hand and let him crack a few off. I'm like,
That's fantastic.
nice shooting, Tex. You know?
He didn't even yelp or nothing.
He took
Right
it.
between the eyes.
He took it like a man, that dog. You know, he knew he did you dirty. He'll die, Falcon, die. You know,
Oh,
that's
my.
horrible. That's horrible. That's the kind of humor we're doing on this.
That's hilarious.
But that's
though.
what I thought the whole time. But of course, when you give him the gun, hide because he is blind. You armed him. So
Fair enough.
So anyway, I want to thank you guys for sticking around for our new episode and our new 3 stories. Tertia, we got Tertia on the show because Tertia's moving,
Yes, I am.
leaving Morgan County.
To the mountains.
Is that a good thing or bad? It's a
It's-
good thing you're singing it.
Yeah.
So.
It's a very good thing.
Yeah.
We're just super excited. I've lived in Nebraska, and I feel like Morgan County is Nebraska continued. So
yeah.
it's time. Time to get hilly.
Can Michael, is he sticking with the same?
Yep.
So he can just work up there.
Yeah, that remote
Yeah.
work from home
He'll
thing.
probably
So.
come back once a week, once every couple of weeks. But he travels enough too. It's just like, doesn't really matter where you travel to DIA from.
See, that's exactly it.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes
Yeah, when you
sense.
drive 80,000 miles a year like I do, it's like,
Yeah.
does it matter where you start?
Exactly.
Right.
So
Exactly.
That's true. So Blackhawk.
Yeah.
Whose choice was that?
It was the Beautiful House's choice. We just kind of said, make it within an hour of Denver so that it's still accessible, but just kind of started looking evergreen conifer and then struck out on some houses and then looked north of the interstate and found this guy.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. We're happy.
All the gambling too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
When Daddy leaves, you can go down and play some slots, right?
I hear there's all you can eat crab legs.
Really?
So somewhere, somehow, maybe.
We go visit Tertia.
that's what I was
Right?
just thinking.
Sold and sold.
Like, I'm not cooking, but I know where we're going.
Congratulations, roommates. Tertia, also what I want to know from you is you're big into the music scene here.
Yes, I am. I've been teaching private voice lessons now. I did the math, and it was 10 years now that I've had a private studio here.
That's
and
crazy.
I think it's been like 130, 140 different kids, adults that have gone
Really?
through.
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty nuts when I think about it, because
And-
I'm not old enough to have taught 10 years.
Oh,
That's the craziest thing.
Isn't that nuts?
I must have started when I was 12. That's weird.
I kind of figured it out that him and I met when we met at Budweiser. It's 2004. Do you know that?
I did know
16,
that.
17 years ago I've known
Ooh,
this guy. Yeah,
yeah.
it's nuts.
Yeah, it was before Harley was born.
It was before Color, but yeah, I just met you and Marty, yeah. Because we'd go out to the Budweiser parties and I'd get hammered with your wife.
The day that I met him, I'm standing in the office at Budweiser, and I'm talking to Lori at the front desk. All of a sudden, Larry comes flying through a door that I didn't know where it came from. Turns out it was the driver's room. He comes in and he looks at Lori. He goes, "I need a flashlight, quick." I'm like, what in the hell is going on? He grabs a flashlight and leaves. I was like, okay. Lori's like, this is out of this. Hey, flashlight. Gone.
We had stolen Rick Bain, our boss, one of the best bosses I've ever had. I loved Rick. He had a company van, like it was a passenger van, but he got to take it home. That was his personal vehicle. He'd take his family to the store, whatever. And so Joel Coleman had borrowed the van to do something with work, and he went and made a copy of the key, and that's why we had hidden the key in the fake ceiling somewhere, because we were going to stick it to Rick one of these days just for shits and giggles of it, because he used to do horrible things to us, you know?
That's awesome.
Our plan was to follow him to the grocery store when him and his family went in, just take the van and park it in front of his house back in Brush, so he could report it stolen and look like an asshole. That was our plan. As they sit there with all the groceries, you know what I mean? So, but we never got around to that. We did other stuff to him,
man.
but that's maybe for another story, for another podcast. So, Joel Coleman's the devil. If you're listening to Joel, you're the devil. So, do you have any success stories you're particularly proud of the kids you've trained for the or you've coached? Is it coaching or training? What do you?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Beaten.
No, I've never had anyone quote like make it big. Probably one of my biggest shout outs would be like Matthew Hoffman. I know he's now doing the podcast and marketing down at the Black Rifle Coffee Company down in San Antonio. That
Nice.
sounds right.
That's where
Yeah.
this hat's from.
Yeah.
Coffee company.
Yeah.
Is it really?
So I know he's like really into music. He's been doing a lot of recordings. He's an album on iTunes. I can't take credit for it. Anything and all of it, really. I mean, some people are born with a gift, and he has it.
But I mean, it takes coaching, right? I mean,
Yeah.
professional athletes, some were just born awesome, but it takes a coach to really
Right.
bring it out of them sometimes,
Right.
right? I mean, or how would they know
Yeah.
what they're doing, or how would they know how to hone that particular
Right.
trade, right? I mean,
Right.
I was asking, like, is there like someone you thought, how do I want to say this, like, they just came a long way, like further than you thought they would, like,
Oh,
they
for sure.
just shocked you.
For sure.
I don't want to say shocked, like you didn't think they could do it, but like,
Yeah. No, I've had kids walk in before that they are, I mean, the most minuscule, mousiest voice you've ever heard, like
Right.
terrified to make a noise. And then by the time that they've taken for a few years, they're belting out Johnny One Note or whatever
Right,
it might
right.
be. And it's just really cool. One of the things that I say about singing is it's really about one of the most vulnerable things a human can do.
right.
Because if you suck at playing the trumpet or you suck at playing the piano and your teacher says you really suck at that, you can just go home and not do it anymore.
Right.
But if you come in and you sing and I say you really suck at that, like I just literally insulted you at your core, because
Right.
singing is such an innate thing. We're born doing it. So
Right. Well, that's true.
It takes a lot of trust.
It is. It's a performing art, right?
It is, just like stripping.
Or stripping or comedy. You
Yeah.
know,
Comedy, I was thinking comedy.
Oh.
Tertia, I'm telling you, sometimes you go on stage. Like, what's the worst you've ever had it, you think?
I don't know. I'm good at like not performing at the things that go like sideways bad. Probably the Severance benefit that we did, that was that was bad for everybody.
I had the first time I did comedy, I did 2 minutes at the Comedy Works, and I crushed it. I did really well. I was so proud of myself. And I thought to myself, well, I'll be famous pretty soon because this was so easy.
Right.
And the second time, Tertia, it was a shitstorm. It was the worst. Like you were saying, like it felt like I was on stage and speaking a language nobody else spoke in the room,
Right,
you know,
right.
stared at me. So I understand that. It's soul crushing.
Right.
You get that thought of, well, anything I say is going to be funny now because I
Right.
did so well that first time.
Yeah.
Right.
And not so much the case.
Why have I been working a job like a sucker, you know? Doing this, you know?
Right.
Where's that Netflix special contract at?
But at one point in time, the kids would come to you because, I mean, obviously they think they can do it, right? So
Yeah.
deep down, they believe that this is their calling. Or I shouldn't say calling, but it's something they can be awesome at, right?
Right.
So
A lot of times it's kids that, like, maybe they got a chorus role in the musical and they're like, hey, I really want to try and get a lead or something in this next year or whatever. I just want to
Right.
get better
Right.
because I want to get bigger roles or whatever that might look like.
how'd you get into singing?
Well, pretty much our family, if there was a church potluck in the county, we were the entertainment.
Okay.
So as soon as I could hold a microphone, it was just what we did.
Are you from here?
From Nebraska.
Oh, no, you said that earlier. Okay.
Yeah,
'cause
yeah.
We were talking trash about Nebraska and Colorado. Yeah.
Oh,
So
dear.
it's true. We went to Oklahoma, went through Kansas, and I hear so much bad about Kansas. And my girlfriend's like, it's horrible in Kansas. Like, Kansas looks like northeastern Colorado. Like, are we
Right?
still there? I can't tell the difference. So that's crazy. Well, I'm glad you came on today, Tertia, because last time we hung out was at a wedding reception, right?
Maybe.
Yeah, it was
Sure.
for he's going to be on the podcast. Your suggestion, Bill.
Bill and Don.
Oh, Don
right?
and Bill. Yeah.
Yeah, and we all had a few beers and we had a lot of good laughs.
We did.
And I was looking for people to be on the podcast. Your name came across my Facebook, and I'm like, I bet Tertia Cain would be awesome with this. So here you are.
I'll try not to let you down.
Oh, you won't. After looking at your three
what
titles, I think that's gonna be pretty tough to let us down.
That's what I was just looking at. I was like, looking at that list.
Oh,
I gotta ask you, Tertia. So, it was writing the titles the most fun part of this?
it was pretty fun.
Okay.
Yeah, I felt like I was naming an episode of The Office or something.
Yeah. No, they're great. They're great. Well, we're gonna get started here pretty quick, but I would ask this question. I'll probably ask again. The one that is the Bullhucker that isn't true. Is it borrowed or did you actually make it up yourself?
It is a self-made story.
It's fiction all the way through. That's
It's
very
all
cool.
written in the shower.
Okay. All
So
right.
like none of it's true. Or
Yeah,
did you just
not
change
really.
part? Oh,
Oh,
wow.
okay. Well, I wasn't here last week. Who picked first last week?
I can't remember.
Tell you what, go ahead, man.
All right. I'm going to go with that's a no from me, dog.
All right. Okay. So, yes, I'm a singer, right? And I went to college and I was a music major in college at the University of Nebraska and I lived on a music floor. So, American Idol had just started our freshman year. And so I remember we all crammed into a room and we watched the finale and Kelly Clarkson, a moment like this, right? And so me and I want to say it was like 3 or 4 of us, we're all voice majors, right? We're like, we could do this. We could totally do this. We need to audition for American Idol.
Right.
And so, of course, at the end of the finale, they're like, hey, if you want to audition for American Idol, visit this website, call this number, whatever. And so we found out that there was an audition in Kansas City. So we're in Lincoln. My roommate's from Kansas City. We're like, this will be perfect. So we figure out what day it is, and we all load into my Oldsmobile Intrigue, and we drive down. I want to say it was like a Thursday because the auditions were on Friday. So we could go there, stay at her parents' house, and wake up super early to get in line. Because that was one of the things they said, like, there's only a certain amount of people we can let through the doors.
Right.
So we had to get there. There was probably like 50, 60 people ahead of us. And we're like, holy crap, are we actually going to be able to sing? This is crazy. But then a couple hours pass by, like, still lining up. And it's like around the corner, practically, I don't know, 4 blocks down. So you're signing your life away.
Right.
Right? Because you have to do the broadcast waivers and everything else. And so we get into the conference room because it's at this convention center. I don't even know. I don't know Kansas City that well. But you could tell like the guys circling around trying to find the flamboyant characters because you know how it goes, right? They're always trying to
she bangs,
right.
that guy, right?
Yeah, they're trying to find that dude, and they're also trying to find the sob stories of like, well, my dad was killed in Vietnam, and I've always wanted to sing this song, but I'm dying of cancer, and you know that stuff.
Tertia,
yes.
Why didn't you have a sob story?
She did. I'm from Nebraska.
Oh, yeah.
None of us really did. We just really thought, because it was me and it was my friend Kristen and then it was my other friend Erin that went down there.
Okay.
And none of us had good sob stories. We're all like, we just like to sing.
Yeah.
We think we're good.
We just brought talent. Shame on us.
Right.
Yeah.
So they finally get to where our numbers are being called, right? And so you get up to the doors that let you in, and back there is Simon and Paula and Randy.
Wow.
Right? Pretty sweet. I know your mom met Sting, but hold up.
Yeah, right.
So they do the little like mini interview at the door, just because like, let's say you blow it out of the water or whatever and you make it past that round, they need to have your snippet. So, well, what's your name? Tertia Cain. What are you going to be singing for us? Reba McEntire's Why Haven't I Heard From You, of course, because that's my go-to.
Okay.
So I walk in there and I was very nervous. I'd like to think that I did pretty okay though. As what would I have been, like 18-year-old at the time?
Mm-hmm.
Did okay. And then I get done and Paula actually thought I was pretty okay. She's like, I really think that you have a lot of talent. I don't know if it's quite the not the movie star, quite the pop star quality or whatever. And Simon, of course, just sits in silence. But then Randy just looks straight at me and goes, "That's a no from me, dog." And I'm like, well, damn, Randy, okay. And then Simon just, maybe you'll make it on Broadway, but not here.
Wow.
And I was like, what the heck? So I just kind of sulked out of there, super bummed. So that's my story of auditioning for American Idol and not getting even past the first round.
What season would that have been?
It would have been for season 2.
Okay, who won season 2?
I don't. Was that Ruben?
I was going to say Ruben stuttered, I think.
Okay. I remember when that commercial for that first came on, and we're thinking, that show will never make it.
Right.
What a bullshit show.
They're on episode, or like season 57 or some crazy shit now.
And I don't even know who the judges are anymore.
Or who the contestants, if they even win, or even,
right.
You know what I mean?
It's all about the boys
I know
now.
There's Katy Perry and Luke Bryan and
Okay, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
I
they
think
were.
you're right.
Lionel Richie.
Yes.
Wasn't Steven Tyler on there for a while?
Oh.
I think so. I don't know. I haven't watched it since season 3.
I'd go be the she bangs guy just to meet Steven Tyler, you know?
Right.
I wanted to go on there just to see how much mean, hateful stuff Simon would say to me.
Right.
Because I cannot sing at all. I've actually thought about talking to you about voice lessons, but I thought I'm way too old. So
Well, hey, you might be an old dog, but we'll see. There might be a new trick in there.
I only sing the one song, so.
She bangs?
She bangs, and I kill it. Okay, I kill it. And I am part Oriental, so I mean, you know what I mean? I felt that guy kind of took my moment. I'm like, son of a bitch. Damn you, Mr. Hung. What was his name?
William Hung.
William Hung,
Oh,
yeah.
my gosh.
That's awesome. So outside in the line, are people like super shitty to each other or no?
No, they're usually pretty cliquey. It's not very typical that like anyone is there by themselves. They're usually with their own little group, or they came with their little posse or with their
Right.
mom. So
Sure.
it doesn't. You get like some of the people that are, really, really warming up. You
Right,
know, and you're
right.
like, well, rein it in, buddy.
Right.
It's 5 a.m.
He'd been doing that since 3:30.
Right.
In Pueblo, they had the karaoke like circuit, like the big. There was like a big tournament, and some of these people would show up. Man, it was awesome. They would fling their hat in the crowd. And oh man, I'm like, get it, dude, get it. You know what I mean?
I love a good
You're gonna
karaoke.
win like $200 in gift certificates, which is cool. But I mean,
Right.
not to where I would go full Garth Brooks on someone's ass. You know what I mean? Do you see
They have
people?
pyrotechnics.
which means 2 fireworks, 2 little sparklers. His old mom is in the back shaking him, you know what I mean? And the thunder rolls.
Get it, Clyde?
Do you see people leaving after they've been rejected? Do you get to see them, or do they leave out a different, like?
No, they
a
come
different
out
area?
the same door.
Holy shit!
They come
So
out
do
the
you
same
see
door.
people freaking out when they come out?
Yeah. You see like, ah! Or you see the,
Is that?
and then sometimes it's like full blown just sobbing.
It's like the VD clinic when someone comes out crying, and you're like, oh shit.
Glad I don't know her.
Oh man.
Well, that's a good story. I like it.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. So you didn't say anything to him, huh? No fingers in the air or anything, huh?
No, I just took it. Said,
18 years
well,
old, I guess.
Guess I'll go back and make it on Broadway.
Yeah.
Look how that turned out.
Yeah. I wonder, has there ever been someone who's got solely, like, totally rejected off that's made it big? Do you know? I don't know.
I don't know
know
about
about,
the
like,
total
first round,
rejection. I know,
like
like
the
Jennifer Hudson didn't win it, and
Yeah,
then
there's
she.
been several that
yeah.
get to like the final 5 that go on, but
Well, sure.
Yeah.
I mean,
like that first round, like, no, you suck, go away.
right.
And next thing you know, they have a platinum album.
Right.
Well, like when we met, the big show we watched was Last Comic Standing. And a lot of those comics who
yeah.
didn't make it or didn't even get picked turned out to be awesome comics.
Right.
Like killers,
Yeah.
you know? So that's why I asked that question.
Well, and it's such a tiny window, too. I mean, you're asking somebody, like in the American Idol instance, of here, you sing your 30 seconds, but is that 30 seconds going to be representative of what you could do on like a 2-3 hour concert
Right.
sort of thing? I feel like that's probably about the same way of
Right.
here are my 2 best jokes. You might like them, you might not.
Right.
Right.
But I have an arsenal of gold.
So next time, if they do have auditions again, we're going Tertia, you and I, okay?
Yeah?
This is Tertia. She's my coach. I like to sing for you, Whitney Houston.
Oh, heck yeah. If I...
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I can't. He's having a seizure, dog. Okay. All right. What do you think?
I don't know.
You know Tertia better than
I
do,
know, and I was
so,
sitting there thinking, have I heard anything about American Idol? So,
Yeah.
I don't know.
See, this is where he's got it on me. Usually it's been someone I've known better. You know what I mean? So that doesn't help. I still miss more than he does. So, I mean, okay. Our next story. I'm going to go with Blow Harder.
Blow harder. Oh, this one's a gem. Okay, so this one back in college. Actually, all of these are college now that I realize this. I had turned 21. My birthday's in June, but it was like February that following. And so I was 21. I was legal to be drinking. So nothing too scandalous about any of this. So I had met some friends at a restaurant and had some dinner and had a couple of beers. Nothing crazy. I had kind of already gotten the crazy stuff out of my system. I really thought I was a classy broad at this point. So I'm driving back home to my apartment after this is done, and you've been to Lincoln. So that overpass right by Memorial Stadium,
Right,
180, yeah. Whoop, whoop, get pulled over right on the overpass. So this is like, it's January, February. All I know is it is flippin' cold, right? And the wind is whipping and everything else. And he comes up and I'm like, ma'am, do you know why I pulled you over? No, actually, I have no idea. He's like, looks like you might have been drinking. Have you had anything to drink tonight? And I replied, like, well, yeah, I had a couple beers with my dinner, but
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I'm fine. So apparently my overwhelmingly bubbly, wonderful personality reads as totally trashed.
Right. I've questioned you 3 times since you've been here.
So he starts kind of like, I'm going to need to ask you to step out of the vehicle. Now, mind you, this is my hot college days. So I'm in like 4 or 5 inch stiletto boots
Right.
because I went out to dinner at Old Chicago. Who
Right,
doesn't
right.
dress up for such an occasion?
I mean, right?
So you were like 6'6".
Pretty much. For those of you that don't know, I'm tall. Dainty has never been a word to describe me.
Me neither.
Same here. Never been described as petite.
Ditto.
So I get out of the car and he has me do the whole like walk a line as the wind is whipping and I'm on this overpass. It's kind of icy. So I'm like not doing well. And then I have to stand and I have to hold my foot up and like again, heels, wind, ice, failing miserably.
Right.
And then he asks me to say the alphabet, start at A, but stop at L. Do you know how hard that is? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L.
That's right when you start getting it going.
It's just going, right?
I've also heard they'd like to see if you sing it or not. That's the big test. Like,
oh my gosh.
as a guy who drinks or used to be a huge drinker, I've always asked, like, when you got a DUI, exactly how they test you? You know, like,
If
don't
I
sing the
sing?
alphabet.
See,
Dude.
and
See,
I've
now
seen
in
that
hindsight, maybe that's this whole reason. I probably sang, I'm fine, officer.
Well, they want to see if you go A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. Not A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
See, and I've seen like on cops and stuff like that when they're giving a roadside, they'll say, say the alphabet, don't sing it, and everybody just looks at them like,
Ooh. So this is kind of a side thing, but I can totally say the alphabet backwards.
Let's do it. Let's hear it.
Yeah. Z, Y, X, W, V, U, T, S, R, Q, P, O, N, M, L, K, J, I, H, G, F, E, D, and C, and B, and A.
Let me tell you, if that's wrong, I don't even know, but I'm
I was gonna
impressed.
say, she's going so fast I can't even tell.
Did you learn? Okay, I'm going to let you finish the story, then I have a question. Go ahead.
Okay. So yes, so I am failing my roadside sobriety test heartily, right? So then he gets to the point where he's like, ma'am, just have a seat in the back of my car. At this point, I'm kind of freaking out because in my head, I'm like, I am not drunk. This is insanity. What is
Right.
happening right now? This call to my parents is really going to suck. Is pretty much what's going on in my head. And so he finally is like, well, I'm going to have to give you a breathalyzer. A
Breathalyzer, you're like, I'll take the DUI perf. Let's do this.
So I don't know. Have you gentlemen taken a breathalyzer test?
No,
I
what?
have.
Ironically enough, I never have.
So he sticks it in my mouth and I'm like, okay. Doesn't register. He's like, ma'am, you have to blow harder. And I'm like, okay. Still doesn't register. Ma'am, blow harder. Now at this point, I lose it. Like, just start laughing because I'm like, sir, you are sticking something in my mouth and telling me to blow harder.
Right.
This is
Right.
And so finally, like, I'm laughing. I have to look like an absolute drunk fool. And it finally registers as, what even was it? Like a 0.00 next to nothing,
Right.
like you just took communion wine number. And he literally shook it. Waiting to see if an extra number will pop up. Like on the rookie when he throws the fastball next to the speedometer thing,
Right.
do you know? And then he walks away and the 7 turns into a 9. Like, I think that's what he was waiting for.
Don't take this one from me. I got one.
She's a doozy, I know it. So basically, after I blew harder enough, he finally believed that I was actually really sober. This is just how I act.
Really?
And that's the end of my story. Blow harder.
And you have to blow for a long time, too.
Yes.
It's not just it's like,
You got a roadside before?
yeah.
This is ironic because he's just a DD. I've never been a DD in my life, but I've never.
I was driving a 1961 Chevy pickup with no taillight, pulling into a trailer park at 2 a.m. So,
Here's your sign.
living in Goodland, Kansas.
Buddy, in Pueblo, I had a car repossessed one time in my younger days, so I bought a car for $200 from another bartender. It was a Pontiac Sunbird. 1984 Pontiac Sunbird. The driver's seat wasn't even connected to the rest of the car. Like, it was just like Hightower of the Police Academy movies, right? There was no insurance on the car. It was 5 different colors. I don't even know what the tags looked like. It was bad, and I never had it. And I should have. Trust me. Not proud of that fact, ladies and gentlemen. Don't drive drunk. But I did a lot. So, I never had a breath. I never.
And just for the record, I passed.
Good.
That is good.
I worked at the bar. I wasn't drinking there. So
Yeah. No, I remember one time this kid, it snowed, and I was in Pueblo, and the kid had came down off like a little hill off a parking lot, and he slid in my car, and I was like, son of a bitch, because I don't have insurance. I don't have any of this stuff. Insurance. What am I, rich? So I get out, and he's scared. He's freaking out. He's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm like, you know what, man? Shit happens. Let's just call it good. Car's not great. He's like, you're the greatest. I'm like, not a problem, man. Buy me a soda, though. Seriously,
Right.
Blow harder.
Daddy wants Taco Bell.
Yeah, right. And I'll be forgiven, you know. Oh. So did you learn how to do the alphabet backwards because you're trying to train for
for a sobriety test?
Yeah.
No, we did it in choir in college as a warm-up. So you'd do the whole thing and you'd go kind of slow and then you'd go up a half step, CUIXWVUTSRQPONM, and then da 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 da. There you go. So you do it enough.
Okay.
And believe you me, I would love to free up some of that brain space, but it won't leave.
I think it'd be great if you got pulled over and you actually pulled that off that fast, that quickly. You know what I mean?
Like, listen here, sir. ZYXWV.
He just walks up to the window. You just look at him and take off with the alphabet.
Just like, good Lord, Mrs. Cain, how many times have you been pulled over for this shit? You're amazing at this.
Oh, man.
Oh, that's funny. No, I've never had that. Although at the bars now they have like the little like breathalyzer. I tried that at Old Chicago in Greeley, but I only had like 2 beers. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I don't drink too much anymore, so I guess I don't have to worry about it. You know, it's nice. All right. Well, we got one left, my man. What do you think so far?
I don't know.
Do you have a clear-cut one or no?
Well, considering the time, when I first met Tertia, the first time I met her, she was drunk. So blow harder is, I mean, that's possibility that it's true.
I think I have a clear-cut one in my head, I think.
So I guess
I have a leader.
So do I, out of those two.
Okay.
So then that leaves, is a 6th toe really that bad?
By the way, if this goes the way I think it's going to go, I'm going to need to see this 6th toe.
Okay, so college, once again. You know my husband, obviously, Adam. You know him quite well.
With him.
Yeah. Have you met Michael, my husband? Yeah.
Many times, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
You guys came to the comedy show.
Oh,
a bunch, so,
yeah. Okay, so we met back in college. But to give you kind of a prequel here to lead up to how this even really got into my head. So I'm from Nebraska, a little town called Bertrand. Total of 700 people. So kind of equivalent to a Wiggins. So I had 25 kids in my class. 15 of those kids were boys. And I remember always talking to my dad, and he would lay it out of each boy, this is how I'm related to them. So this kid is actually your second cousin. Okay. Well, obviously this kid's my cousin. We have the same last name. Yes, but you're not cousins in the way you think. It's actually, and you know, you'd go down. So number one, finding a kid in school that wasn't my cousin. And we already talked about how I'm not a dainty person. So to not be related to me and to be taller than me, that's the unicorn, right? And that unicorn did not exist until I think it was 6th grade when the new social studies teacher moved into town and brought his son, and he was tall, and they were from BFE, no relation. I'm like, dibs.
I was just going to say Tertia push button. Move, bitch. He goes and puts a post-it on him. Property of Tertia.
I mean, no matter who you date, welcome to the family, but I'd like that to be me. I'm just going to say that right now.
Right. So, like, this is what I grew up with. Even out of town, it was still some weird connection of how I'm still related to everybody.
Right.
So I finally go to college. And Michael and I met in a really romantic fashion of pretty much he threw a party and I attended it. And the rest is kind of history. But he had a great aunt and uncle who lived in Lincoln. And he's like, we should go over there for dinner sometime. They would love to meet you, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, awesome, totally. So we go over there. Bob and Ruth were their names. They're very sweet people. They were very sweet people. They're dead now. But anyway.
Sorry, Bob and Ruth. Sorry.
They lived full and glorious lives.
That's cool.
So he cooked some steaks. And just we're having a great time. I'm putting on my best face and trying to impress them because I'm sure these people mean a lot to him. And they start talking and, okay, so where are you from? Oh, I'm from Bertrand. And his great aunt goes, really? I have a cousin there.
Oh, no.
You're like, shit.
And, yeah.
I'm going to interrupt right now. This isn't the first time we've heard this story on this podcast.
And so I immediately like go into that panic of I have been doing some dirty things with my cousin.
Right.
Like this is, but I really kind of like him. So is a 6 toe really that bad? Like maybe we can make this work.
You don't vacation in Bertrand anymore. That's what you don't do.
But no, it turns out like her cousin was actually part of our relation, but she had married into the family. So even though, yes, it was a relation, it wasn't, as far as we know, I don't know. We do look a lot alike. The more that I look at us, I'm like, we have very similar features.
Right.
Maybe we should have investigated this a little bit closer, because clearly it didn't sway me. And we still ended up doing the diddly and getting married and all that diddly stuff.
But you never looked at it. Like 23andMe, like when the commercial comes on, you're like, turn it off.
No one needs to see this.
That's the devil's work right there. The devil's work. Have you done the 23andMe thing?
I've done Ancestry.
Have you done it at all? Seriously?
No, I'm scared.
Really? I did it because I wanted, because I'm a big mix. Like when I did it, they wrote back and said, how many people spit in this thing? You know what I mean? My God, you know.
He made them work.
Yeah.
Oh, I would hate for my daughters to realize that they're actually cousins. I think that'd be weird.
But it'd be like a distant cousin, right?
Yeah.
If we did the math. It was his great aunt?
His great aunt's cousin. So yeah, I don't know, third cousin twice removed.
I mean, that's not.
Does that warrant a toe?
No, I think you're okay.
I think you're good.
Just a cross eye, a lazy eye.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe so. Maybe you don't read so good. You know, there's things. But you say the alphabet backwards like super fast and clean. You pass a yeah. I think you might be. This isn't even the first. I'm starting to think we're the weirdos that don't date cousins.
I know, right?
This is the third story. And we're on episode 11. And actually, the other two were true.
Oh,
Well, I say true, but I mean, my mom was a side story. She likes to tell that. And I'm back there when she's like talking about how it was 2 weeks, and then I realized she was cousins with this guy. Because we're Mexican and we're related. Like Pueblo is just a bigger Bertrand. You know what I mean? It's just. And I'm back there going, tell him it's not my dad, though, Mom. I mean, because I'm not the quickest. I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer. So,
that's fair.
You know, yeah. Those are three pretty good questions, or pretty good stories.
They are.
Do you know, don't you?
No.
No?
I have a good idea, but.
Okay.
No.
And you made the one up completely up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's awesome. Okay. Well, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up pretty quick. We'll be back next week for the reveal.
All right.
Nothing?
No, I got some thinking to do, just like always.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna wrap this up real quick, and before we go, I want to say check us out on the bullhucker.com. We're on YouTube. If you go on YouTube, please make sure you subscribe. Hit the little bell icon so every time we put a video out, you see it. Twitter, Facebook, not MySpace.
Nope.
Not MySpace. We're not on MySpace.
Still haven't got there.
I haven't actually worked on the MySpace lately. Do you used to do MySpace?
No. Is that even around?
I don't know.
Yeah, it is. Because after we were talking about MySpace Tom or whatever that day, I was like, who the hell is MySpace Tom?
Right.
So I did some research. And
it's a music thing now.
Yeah, it's like a music platform.
They try to train their platform because Facebook whipped their ass, you know.
Right.
And he's continued to whip their ass. I mean, Facebook's going on 13, 14 years now.
Yeah, I think it's like would have started when I was in college. So
it was 2008 when I got on. I know that because they just saw the reminder.
No, 2009 when I got on there.
Right. I mean, isn't that nuts that that's been around for that long?
That does seem insane.
Not to drag it out, but I had posted on Facebook a thought that when 9/11, because 9/11 just happened, this is going to be in October, but could you imagine what 9/11 would have been if there was social media like we have now back then? How hysterical it would have been.
Oh my goodness!
If
yeah,
people could be posting on on social media like that. It wouldn't have been nuts.
That would have been crazy.
Social media is the devil, but do follow us on it. That'd be awesome.
Fair enough.
Go to the bullhucker.com, like I said. On Facebook, make sure you like our page, The Bullhucker. You just type in The Bullhucker. You'll go right to it. On Twitter, we're not big Twitter guys, but I mean, you can always, we'll see it if you want to shout at us and whatnot. And then on Instagram, we're also on Instagram. When you do see this on YouTube, write on the comments which one you think is the Bullhucker for Tertia Cain. See if you can guess it, and see if you're better than Adam and I. If you do it on Facebook, there's a chance we might not see it because people do share this or whatnot. Your friends or family might share it or whatnot, and so we might not see it.
Or they might block me. I don't know.
Or they might block you. You know what I mean? Like Michael's going to say, "Damn it, woman! Why? Why?" You know.
That was our secret.
Anyway,
when Michael can't face me at work, I'll know.
Dirty cousin humper. Anyway, I'm Moose Lundstrom.
I'm out of Vokey.
And we have Tertia Cain. We'll see you next week.